as I did in my previous video, I calculated for subnet 3. Okay, in this session we are going to see how we can calculate for a higher subnet. Stay tuned, let's check it out. Alright, so I'm going to clear my board once more. I'm just going to change the number of subnets that I have here. Okay, so I'm going to do that quick. Clear up this. Let me give it a higher number. So let's say 10. Okay, so I'm going to calculate for 10 subnets, right? In this case, right? So let me just leave it on like that. I'll come back to that. All right, so just like I did in the previous one, right? Just look at your starting IP, which is what, 200, and 200 is what, class C. So the default subnet mask for class C is 255.255.255.0. So if we should convert, this in binary, you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So you have all ones and zeros, right? So I'm going to, as usual, give it a color. Okay, let me apply the same color here. Right. All right. Give this color. Good. So that means 255, 255, 255. You have ones. Okay, 8 ones. Now 0, you have what? Zeros. Now the formula again. Okay, 2 raised to the power n should give me, okay, should be equal to 10 or more. Okay, more means more than what? 10 subnets, right? So what I'm going to do here once more is 2 raised to the power, this time around I'm going to start from 1 because we know 0 is 1, so obviously we'll not start from what? 0. So 2 raised to the power 1, right, which is equal to what? 2. Okay, 2 is less than what? 10, so I cannot use 1 bit, so let me jump to the next one. 2 raised to the power 2, okay, which is equal to what? 4. So 4 is still less than what? 10, so I'm going to use the next one. Okay, 2 raised to the power 3, right, which is 8, right? Now 8 is less than 10, so I have to jump to the next one. So 2 raised to the power 4, right, which is 16. Good. So now you can say 16 is more than 10. Okay, now let's see. 2 raised to the power 4 gave us what? 16. So we are going to borrow what? 4 bits here, right? So let me change the color here. Yes, good. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is let me make sure it's the same color selected previously. Let me see. Okay, let me use this one. All right, so 4 bits. Okay, so I'm going to count here can see I have what 4 bits, so this 4 bits has to what 10 on, so 1 2 3 4, right? So these 4 bits I'm going to give them what the same color. Okay, now since these 4 bits are on, I'm going to put what the placeholders on these 4 bits. So if you count 1 2 3 4, so if I count 1 2 3 4, these bits are going to turn on, so I'm going to color them as usual. So I'm going to position them, okay, 16, 32, 64, 128, okay. So since 4 bits are on, these 4 numbers will be up, right? So now I can clear up my table so I can use it for other stuff. Okay, now I need to find what my new subnet mask, right? You know that these ones are 255 255, so I'm going to do that 255. Okay, 255, sorry, dot 255. Okay, now to get my new subnet mask, I need to add 128, 64, 32, and 16, right? So let me do that quick. Sorry, with my calculator, I'll move quicker. So clear that. 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16. Okay, that's what 240, right? So my new subnet mask is what 240. Okay, or this will be slash, right? I already have 24 bits once, so 25, 26, 27, 28. You see, so here I'll put here 28. So 255 255 255 dots 240 is the same as slash 28. So my very first network, or my first subnet, right? First subnet here is 255.10.0.0 slash what 28. Beautiful. So my second subnet, right, or network, let's look at this. My last bit borrowed here is 16, okay, which is on here. So my last bit borrowed is what 16. Okay, let me give that one a different color. Good. So my last bit borrowed here is 16, so that's my magic number, and that's what I'm going to use throughout. So just like we did in the previous 1 2 3 4, the changes appear at the 4th update. So that's, I'm going to add my 16, okay, multiples of what 16. So now 200.10.0, okay, 16 here plus 0, right, is what 16, okay, slash 28, okay, subnet 3, right, 200.10.0, okay. So now 16 here plus our magic number 16, which is what 32 slash 28, subnet what 4, so 200.10.0. 16 here plus what 32, right? So that will be 48, okay, slash 26, subnet 5. Now, in the actual sense, when it comes to examination, they will ask you to find the first 5 or the first 4 of what 10 subnets. But for clearances, for you to understand, I'm going to list all the 10 subnets for us to see, okay, so that you know that you can actually work on that. So I'm going to actually copy and paste a lot of this subnet so that my video can move quicker, okay. So 200.10.0, okay. So now 48 plus 16, that will be what, let's just use the calculator so that we can move faster. 48 plus 16, so that's 64, okay, slash 28. So this subnet 6, right? So 0, and we copy this instead, so that would be better. Good. So now 64 plus 16, because we are going to add on 64, so plus 16, so that's 80. So I put here 80. So 80 plus 16, that will be 96, right? Alright guys, sorry for that huge interruption, right? There's a float moving behind my house, so there's a huge sound coming from them. Okay, sorry for the sound disruption, right? Alright, so as we continue, I have here subnet 7 here, 7, right, which is 96. Based on my calculation, is what, 96, right? Now, so plus 16 should give us our next network, right? That's 112. So I'm going to do that. So here subnet 8, right? So 112, sorry, and then plus 16, okay, so 128, okay, so this will be my 128, and this will be my subnetworks. Should I say 9, right? So you can see we are doing the multiples of 16 plus 10. 128, yeah, plus 16, okay, 144, 144, right? So we see, based on this, we had about 16 subnets, okay. If we should borrow 4 bits, we'll have our 16 subnets, okay. Now we can go on and on and on and on, and then have a lot, but in real exams, they'll only ask you for first 5 subnets, right? The moment you are able to identify your first 5 subnets, the rest is good to go, okay. All right, so the next thing is we need to find a broadcast address for our very first subnet, right? Which I said was your magic number minus 1, okay. So if I should come here and then 200.10.0. The magic number is 16, right? So 16 minus 1, oh sorry, 16 minus what, 1, which is what, 15, right? So I'll put here 15, that's slash what, 26, sorry, 28, okay? Alright, so I'll be doing multiples of what, 15, okay, I'll be adding it to my each subnet and then moving on as sequential like I did with what the 16 as well. Okay, so what I'll do here is on my second subnet. Now if you hear any sound at the background, there's a parade moving behind my house, so I'm sure there's a lot of sound behind it. Okay, all right, so let's move on. So I'm able to find for my first subnet, right, and the broadcast address. Okay, likewise, if I should use the formula which I use, if let's put the remaining bits, which is the 4-bit what, all to ones, right? So we should be able to identify that, right? So 1 2 3 4, so 1 2 3 4 4. So if all these bits are 10 to 1, right, 1 2 3 4, right? So the remaining placeholders, which is 8 4 2 1, so let's do that. Obviously it's going to be 1, which is 10 on, right? So what we'll do here is 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So you can see it's equal to what, 15, right? That is why I always use what, the magic number -1, okay, which is 15. So we'll be doing multiples of 15 to the each subnet, right? So I have here 200.10.0, right? So what I'll do here is 16 plus 15, right? It is 16, okay, plus 15, so 16 plus 15, which is 31, okay? So here I have here 31. So I'll just be doing multiples of what, 15. So subnet 3, 200.10.0, right? So 32 plus 15, right? So 32 plus 15. Oh no. 32 plus 15, right? So this 47. So 47 slash 28. So when I come down towards subnet 4, it's 200.10.0, so which will be 48 plus 15, right? So 48 plus 15, so this 63, right? So 63 slash 28. Likewise, subnet 5, right? 200.10.0. So 64 plus 15, okay? So 64 plus 15, right? So you can see this is what, 79, right? 79 slash 8. So let me do the last one, and then because it's going to continue just like that. 80 plus 15, that's 80 plus 15, okay, which is 95, right? So 95 slash 28. So I'll just be doing such multiples and I'll be getting my broadcast address, right? Okay, so the next thing I need to find is for each subnet, right, how many hosts will I have on them if I'm using subnet 1, how many hosts, subnet 2, how many hosts, because I've borrowed 4 bits, I'm left with what, 4 bits, right? So back to my board, 2 raised to the power n, right? 2 raised to the power n minus 2, right? Okay, now this will give me my number of hosts, right? Now, as I said in my previous video, if you are a CCNA person and you are aspiring to be CCNA, we have something called valid host and host. Okay, so if you want to find for hosts, which includes the network and the broadcast, which is the host. Now for valid host is the -2, which subtracts what, the network and the broadcast from that, right? So 2 raised to the power n, okay, that's 2 raised to the power 4, because we have remaining of what, 4 bits here. Okay, so 2 raised to the power 4, so we should give us 16, right? So let's cross check that from our calculator. 2 to the power 4, which is what, 16 exactly. So 16, right? So if I want for valid host, I'll do for -2, which will give me what, 14, right? So that means valid host. That means I can assign 14 hosts on this network, 14 hosts on this network, 14 hosts on this network, because I can never assign 0 and 15, but I can assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 afterwards. 14, I cannot assign 15. Okay, so let's check that if our network card will be able to identify that IPv4. Okay, so like we did previously, 200.10.0, okay, 0, right? Okay, this gives me my default subnet, so this is 240. Okay, this is what I calculate. So you can see, yes, I cannot assign 0 and neither, let's say 15. So you can see I cannot assign 15, but I can assign 1. Okay, down up to what, 14. Okay, so you can see the system is accepting that. Let me see if I can assign 16, which is what, the subnet 2. So you can see, yes, that one is a network. Likewise, I cannot assign what, 31, right, as well. Let's check that. Same, I cannot assign 31, but I can assign within this space, I can assign what, 20. It's going to work for me, you see. Likewise, when I go down to subnet 3, which is what, 32, so 32 network, so you can see I cannot assign that, neither can I assign what, 47. Same. So that should tell me that I have done a correct job here. I have done my calculation, going through perfectly. So if you calculate and you are able to find your subnet mask and your broadcast address, and if your broadcast address and your subnet mask is accepted by the PC, then that means your calculation is wrong. Okay, so guys, I'll end this session here. Okay, so I'll be bringing other subnetting, right, continuation of my subnetting video. Okay guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Okay, what I'd like you to do is share it to other people who need the knowledge. Okay, so that that will encourage me to bring more videos on IT. See you guys, stay tuned.